Hello, I am Dr. Geraldine Bard, an English professor, and I co-direct Project Flight, a literacy organization started in 1993. The Kissing Hand by Audrey Penn, illustrated by Ruth E. Harper and Nancy M. Leak. Chester Raccoon stood at the edge of the forest and cried, "I don't want to go to school," he told his mother. "I want to stay home with you. I want to play with my friends and play with my toys and read my books and swing on my swing. Please, may I stay home with you?" Mrs. Raccoon took Chester by the hand and nuzzled him on the ear. "Sometimes we all have to do things we don't want to do," she told him gently, "even if they seem strange and scary at first. But you will love school once you start. You'll make new friends and play with new toys, read new books and swing on new swings. Besides," she added, "I know a wonderful secret that will make your nights at school seem as warm and cozy as your days at home." Chester wiped away his tears and looked interested. "A secret? What kind of secret?" "A very old secret," said Mrs. Raccoon. "I learned it from my mother and she learned it from hers. It's called the Kissing Hand." "The Kissing Hand?" asked Chester. "What's that?" "I'll show you." Mrs. Raccoon took Chester's left hand and spread his tiny fingers into a fan. Leaning forward, she kissed Chester right in the middle of his palm. Chester felt his mother's kiss run from his hand up his arm and into his heart. Even his silky black mask tingled with a special warmth. Mrs. Raccoon smiled. "Now," she told Chester, "whenever you feel lonely and need a little loving from home, just press your hand to your cheek and think, 'Mommy loves you, Mommy loves you.' And that very kiss will jump to your face and fill you with toasty, warm thoughts." She took Chester's hand and carefully wrapped his fingers around the kiss. "Now do be careful not to lose it," she teased him. "But don't worry, when you open your hand and wash your food, I promise the kiss will stick." Chester loved his kissing hand. Now he knew his mother's love would go with him wherever he went, even to school. That night, Chester stood in front of his school and looked thoughtful. Suddenly, he turned to his mother and grinned. "Give me your hand," he told her. Chester took his mother's hand in his own and unfolded her large, familiar fingers into a fan. Next, he leaned forward and kissed the center of her hand. "Now you have a kissing hand too," he told her, and with a gentle goodbye and "I love you," Chester turned and danced away. Mrs. Raccoon watched Chester scamper across the tree limb and enter school. And as the hoot all rang in the new school year, she pressed her left hand to her cheek and smiled. The warmth of Chester's kiss filled her heart with special words. "Chester loves you," it sang. "Chester loves you." Hello, I am Dr. Geraldine Bard, an English professor, and I co-direct Project Flight, a literacy organization started in 1993 with Dr. Betty Capella, a SUNY Distinguished Professor at Buffalo State University. Project Flight is housed in the Buffalo and Erie County Public Library in downtown Buffalo. We are a not-for-profit dedicated to giving every child a book and ensuring that every child can read it at grade level, and that learning to read provides an entree out of poverty. Since 1993, Project Flight has given millions of books to families, schools, and service agencies in Western New York and beyond. We have many literacy programs in our annual Books for Kids drive, in which we partner with the Buffalo News, WGRZ TV2, Wegmans, Buffalo State University, and of course the Buffalo and Erie County Public Library provides free books to anyone filling out an application to enhance reading. I am here today to read The Kissing Hand by Audrey Penn. I have chosen this book because it reminds me of my mother, who took me to my first day of school. I did not know what to expect and was a little frightened. She made me feel better and helped me overcome my fear. She also taught me to read, and no matter how busy she was during the day, she would read to me every night, and every night we ended the day connected by the book we had read together. We did not have much money, but we always had money for books. Also, we are Jewish and found that some people did not like us simply because we were Jewish. This book, The Kissing Hand, shows how love can help us overcome such challenging situations. It also reminds us that not only do we receive love, we must always give love in return. Other books that Project Flight recommends that promote diversity, inclusiveness, and kindness are two. This is a School by John Shu, and one of my favorites, Be Kind by Pat Zitlow Miller, which focuses on how to practice kindness in school and elsewhere. I want to thank the United Way for hosting a program such as this that encourages children's literacy. And I want to thank you for coming along with me on this journey today.